Come, it's not typing. Comment. Okay. I don't know why I can't comment. Live stream command show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Click on comment to show in live screen. Okay. Okay. Now I can go here. I can go here. I can go like that. Go like that. Go like that. Maybe one of those. Nobody can really see it. It's small. I really haven't started yet. I'm trying to see why I can't comment. I wanted to start in 5 minutes. So I'm going to just talk about anything. I have a few things set up. There's just so much. I just love to be able to create a program, put all the information in the program, and then we can look at one word like Sunday. Where's the equation of Sunday? Where's the equation? The first day of the week? Is it the first day of the week, or is it the second day of the weekend? What about Monday? Is that the second day of the week? Or is it the first day of the weekdays? The one day of rest to the 6 days of creation. Creation of man, the day of man. What is a day? I'm gonna fix the what is a day? What is a day? It's 24 hours. There's one day for 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds. That's a day. If I get 3 days, I get one part of the week, which is going to be divided between the other side of the week. You see, if I used my hands, I'd have to do it this way. Let's not get into that. I can do this with my hands for the 5 days of the week. Where was I going to go with this? Yes. So if we have Wednesday and we go that way, we go Tuesday, we go Monday, and we go Sunday. If we go this way, we go Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And what's that day? It's Wednesday, the 4th day of the week, which becomes the first day of the week, spreading out to the two sides, almost like living in two different worlds. I've sprung open like when you do this or when you do this, what that is actually is the fleur-de-lis. It's the same thing. You see the fleur-de-lis with a little bit of form. You can see the fleur-de-lis on the deck of cards, the jack or the queen or the king actually have it. I mean, you don't see it in this one, but there's other cards in the crown where the club is. The club is exchanged for a fleur-de-lis. Just incredible. So what do we have? We have one day for 6 days of creation. We have the 2 days of the weekend for the 5 days of the week. And then we have the Wednesday. So I decided, what can I do to the alphabet in order to make it Wednesday every single day of the week? But if we went by the letters in the alphabet, what would happen to that day of the week? Well, we'd end up with D, K, R, Y. See, R and Y come together. Although this is 9 and this is 7 and this is 2 and this is 4, this shows me the gateway. When 11 and 4 come together. If it was 114 days, it'd be 3 months of 30 days, 3 weeks, 21 days, and 3 days for 114 days. The pig's pregnancy is 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. It is relevant to what is 3, 3, 3. And I talk and I see what's going on. I'm here 20 years. Just want to tell you a little bit about my frustration. I hope I don't forget about the days of the week or remind me. I'm going to tell you my frustration when those who know the psychedelic realm and can see the flowers and can flow with it. I flow with the alphabet. For those who are in their race car and they know how to drive a race car, you know how to play your guitar, you're part of your guitar, you're part of something, the joy of your life that gives you the orgasm, that high feeling of why we're all here, and it's to feel good. We all want to have a good time. We all want to feel good, and everybody in the entire world is me. You have to say it. Everybody in the entire world is me. And I need to, they always say, treat yourself with respect. So therefore, everybody in the world now has to be treated with respect because those are your security. I see it. I see it. I know it is what it is. And 4 is crazy because if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, I get 10. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get 10. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. If I multiply it, I get 24. Both the 10th letter, both the X and the X, 10 in Roman numerals, the 24th letter. 10 in Roman numerals, the 24th letter. X, 10, X, 24, 6 times 4, 6 plus 4 equals to 10, equals to 24, equals to 34. 68 and 168, 168 hours in the week. 1 and 6, the reverse of the cube. This is the multiplication and addition. If I should add up 1 to 68, I don't know if I know that answer. If it's 4692, I don't know if it's 4692. Anyways, I'm not gonna do that. But 1 and 68 equals to what is 69, and that's in rotation of 33. Something to do at 1/4 of Mars and the sun. Also love. Those are the words that go with it. Also, these words go with it. And do you know that the beginning of this word is actually this, 51, 12. This one over here can be a 3, 7, and this one here divides. We're just going to use A and B a little bit differently. 1, Roman numerals, S looks like a 5. When you write the R, it looks like a 12. So we end up with this. They both represent 1/2. This is 1/2, and this is 1/2. 5 times any number will always be 1/2 that number, and 2 builds it back up. The hive is 44. Space is 44, and teen is 44. And I say this, and I say a lot of things. Let me check my toast. Well, my toast couldn't be ready because I unplugged the toaster. So okay. Is anybody here? Is anybody here? I see somebody's here, but nobody says anything. So what it is, when I write bet hive, right? When I write teen and space, right? They have numbers attached to it. It also says ace, which is divided. I use ace division because when I see an ace like this, it's on both sides of me. I need a right angle and a left angle ace. Right angle and left angle ace. One of them is going to have my heart in it. The other one will not. Right angle ace. And you see, I have no, see the way it's an obligation. Keeps it on one side, keeps it on the other. One house is open, one house is closed. Now we're in both houses. Hive equals to 44. It's 30 and 14. The reason for that, it is odds and even numbers. And I and E are inside of it. That is your birth in the E world, the female world. The E, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. It's birth. I have to get something to drink. You know, there's so much information flowing. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I'm coming back. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I have to look for my phone for a second. Time is it? Just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Information overload. Not only that, when I get into this, so much information. Plus, I'm going to be honest, I also have a bellyache at the same time. And we're in the beehive. We're in the beehive. Zion, Israel, the house of DC. The 40 days and the 40 nights that we walked the desert, that we split the seas. We split the seas. What does it mean to split a sea? What letters can be comprised to be splitting seas? Do you know that the letter S is 2 C's? In the letter G, there's actually an L inside of it with a C that connects. It also shows that when they write the flat line, if you possibly write that flat line, I have to take a look how we create the G, but also in J. J fits in with G. How so? Because the small g is a C, or you can even say it's an O, but O is 2 C's going over each other, but they overlap because the C is only missing one part. Now, is the C made up of 2 pieces, 3 pieces, or 4 pieces? Well, I'll have to take a look how C is made. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. So there's 2 different kinds of C's. If it's this one, I definitely say this is Mars, and automatically I'm going to have Earth involved in this. The reason for that is, see this square over here? I'm going to come back online with what I started here. But what happens is when I have this and I need to pass Mars, I need to pass Mars this way. This is Earth, right? When I see this, I already know that I'm passing Mars through Earth. So right away, I can go with the N, and the N, okay, can be done in all 3 realms. It can be done here in 1 by 1. It can be done 2 by 2. It can be done. Let me see if we got this. If we can see this, so can we see the? Can you see the 3 squares here? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can fix this light a little bit better so you can see what's going on here. See, there's 1, 2, 3 squares, right? So I can do N all the way up there, and then all the way down here, and all the way up here. So I can do a whole N in 3 by 3, where I'm going to encompass this area over here. I just wanted to show you what I can do with the letter N. I can do the same thing with the letter Z. I cannot do it with H and I, because H gives me one complete area, and I need to create this area over here. So I would be in Mars over here. And H can be with Earth. Let me see if I got that right. Well, I need the bar in the center, so no matter what, I have to have Mars, but this one has to be Mars, Earth. The reason for that, it's one single area. Here I can create my finished window. Here, I cannot create that. I only can create this. Just give me a second. If you understood that, and why is that relevant? Is I'm trying to understand the letters. In order to understand the letters, we have to understand the functionability. We can't say functionality, functionability. We also have to know how we say things. So, anyways, we live in the house of Bet, B-E-T. You can also say bait, B-A-I-T. All of a sudden, if you say bait on a hook, hook is Jack, hook is a J, A, B, C, D added equals to 10. 10th letter is J. There are 4 cards or 4 suits or 16 cards total in a deck of cards. When you play blackjack, when ace is 11. Ace is 11. How does it become 11? Does it become 11 within the card is 10 and 1? Does it become 11 within the card as 9 and 2, 8 and 3, 7 and 4, 6 and 5? And by the way, 7 and 4 should be in our calendar, the 7 days and 4 being the center day. Those should be the maximum numbers you have. There is no 8 and 9. The 8 and 9 becomes the birth, okay? When you start to repeat your 7 days, it's within the house. The 8 and 9 is within the house, in between this and this, inside of it, here. Going down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then over here, down here, that's where number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 are. And over here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But when I count it, I count 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. And then the even numbers, connect them together. The same thing when we go down the center. 7, 9, 11, 13. And connecting 7 and 9 is 8. And when you go to the telephone, 7 and 8 is in between 7 and 9. And it is not the same as in 70 and 90. 8 is very, very different and very specific. One thing is when we count in the 80s, we say 4 times 20 in French. When we say 81 in French, we say 81. But when we mention all the other ones, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, we say 21. We use the word et or a, which means and, which could be reversed to be DNA in all of these numbers. But when we get to 80, we no longer use the ET. The ET is not involved in the 80. The E5 and the T20 reverse V, TEV. So we don't use it. And it's ironic that 7, okay, in the 70s and in the 90s, just like the telephone, have 4 letters on both 7 and 9. And in the 70s and the 90s, you're going to use the term in English between 10 and 19. See, 20 is only used when you use the 80s. 4 times 20, 80. So you're going to use 10 through 19 when you get to the 60s and you finish doing 69. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3, the highest number you can get, 6 and 9. 3 is the highest. 3 is the highest before you start over at 4. Okay. Okay, why is 69 the highest number? It's not that it is the highest number. It's that when we speak in French, we say it completely different. Once you finish 69, it becomes add-ons. It becomes 60 and 10. Then it becomes 80 is expressed as 4 times 20, right? And 90 is said 4 times 20 plus 10 through 19. So when you get to the 8 area, right, you're going to mention the 8, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18. Okay, 88. I'm just thinking of something. 88, 87, 86, 85, 71. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so 69 is the last one because everything else is an add-on after that, right? 1020, right? Or 2030 or the year 2030 is because we don't have to say 1030. It becomes location. 1030 is actually, you can say Jesus Christ. You can also say man in the 13th year. You can also say Mercury, 103. You can also say Mars and Earth, 51 and 52, 103. You can also say September. It's so ironic that September, the word set in French is 7 in the 9th month, 7 and 9 together. Okay, but 69 ends, and also that it's 3-1-3 is our rotation cycle. So we go 1, 2, 3, then we go 1, then we go 3, 2, 1. That's the cycle of Wednesday, right? 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. Plus 4 equals 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. In numbers, we start over again in a Pythagorean count to a single digit, and I didn't create the system of this way of counting. The J is the 10th letter in blackjack, the game of 21. There are 4 suits. There are 4 suits and 4 cards in each suit get to be 10, so it becomes 40 and 4 suits, 160. 160. 2 suits and 2 suits. Just let me get back to. So 69 is the last number. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3, pig's pregnancy, Rubik's Cube, and the cycle of to here, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. 1 and 6, 7, 2 and 6, 8, 3 and 6, 9. When you cross over, it's 1, 1, 1. So it's all 1 and 3. And it's everywhere. I didn't create anything. I just found where it is, and I'm telling you what it is. So 69 is the last number. Point final. When you say 81, you do not say ET. You don't say ET. And as well, 80, like 1, 80 or 81, right? You're not going to stand on the plateau at 8. 88. 8 times 8, 8 plus 8 equals to 16, and 64 equaling to 80. 8 plus 0 equals to 8. 88 into 8, and the average of 8 is 8. 88 is 8. Just like the average of 77 is 9. The calculation comes out to be what is 9. 7 times 7, 7 plus 7, 63, and 14 equals to 49 and 14 equals to 63. So we finish with that piece over here. We're still in the house of Bates. It's ironic that at the age or the number, okay, again, we're putting together 1 and 3, so we're going to go to 13. And the 13 has a numeric value just 1 second, I didn't finish. 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days, and the single month of less than the others. Although it's 27, plus 4. 27 plus 3. 27 plus 2. Or 27 plus 3, 27 plus 2, 27 plus 1. 28 plus 1, 28 plus 2, 28 plus 3. That's for the extra days, 28 days plus 3 days into the next month on the next moon, if we're running by the moons. So we run with these numbers. 47, the number of time. 74, the number for energy. 74, the number for the word cross. 74 for Rubik's with an X. 74 for something, I don't know if it's matrix. Is it matrix or is matrix 85? 13 and 38 is 51. 69, 78, 88, 98. No, it's not matrix. Okay. Matrix is 24, 33, and 38, 71. No, it's 71, 72, 82, 83, 85. Okay. So we did that. Sorry if I'm a little all over the place. I don't know. I now I'm feeling much better, but I'm sort of feeling a little bit lost. So where is the house of bait? You see, the house of bait is telling me that it's wind, big red sun. Where does this come from? 14 and 9 equals to the 23rd letter. The 9th is the 9th letter over here. The N is the 14th letter, win. Now, when we get this, okay, 7 times 2 equals to 14. 7 plus 2 equals to 9 equals to 23. Okay, BC. So when we do this 2 over here, we get the letter B plus the letter I, bi. Bi meaning 2 or twin, right? Right? Or both ways, both male and female. So what is bi? So we have bi. Now we have 7 and 2. 7 equals to G. Now we have big. 27 is also the same value as red. So we have hot. We have hot. We get number 43. We get the DC sun. Wind, big, red sun. 54 is that red sun. Number 54 to the word sun. So that's this equation over here. And that's in that beehive. The H, if we use the 6th letter, we would be going 5. The reverse of this is an F. So it's already telling us 5. So if I would write the word 5 over here, 5 is the numeric value of 42. 5 hive. The value of 5 is 42. We add them together. It equals to 86, dividing of the 7th gate with 5 in the hive. That's just base of what it's telling us. The word 13, TH, IR, and teen. We can use first and last. We can use all the combinations, but I'd have to start writing down the combinations and seeing what I come out with. I'm working in base. In base, you're starting with TH. Now, we can end with TH, like in 4th, or we can begin with TH. Now, when we begin with TH, I like to begin on Sunday. And where did I get this equation from? Is because when you say Sunday, you say dimanche. But when you say every other day of the week, the DI is last. 13 is the first of its kind. We begin at 4th. I think I'm talking a little loud. I'm going to go shut my door. Just give me a second. I think I'm talking a little loud. I'm going to have a little bite of my toast here. You know, I'm so excited to get it out. And I shouldn't have to convince anybody other than the absolute reality of what the number values are, or what the equation is, or where the equation comes from. So, number 13, fourth is where TH begins. It goes from fourth all the way to 20th. That's the TH. When you get to 21 or 21st, everything changes. We start over. So the beginning of our first, which started everything, and then we end up with TH to end it. And then we start again at ST. And we end at 29th. No, we don't. We end at the 30th. TH. And then we begin with the 31st. So we go from here to here. We go from 3 to 3. That's the full cycle. Now, if we want to see another cycle that's just like it, okay, I'm just going to do this real quick. We can choose either the 1, the 2, the 4, the 5, the 7, and the 8. All these numbers run in the cycle of 10. 3 and 6, it's the cycle of 4, and then 9 is the cycle of 2. So if you see 2, 4 like this, it's because in 9 it divides the gate, and 9 becomes the pole, and 4 becomes the ring. They're equal. Why did I say that? When I hold these two sides and I put it down here, that's the pole. That's your pole. And then to go around the pole is the ring. So we have 4 sides and we have 2 sides. With 9, it's 9 and it repeats there. With 3, 6, 9, we have 3, 6, 9, 12. 1 plus 2 equals to 3, so we repeat on 4. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to take any one of these numbers. We'll take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, right? Or we're going to go 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4, 9, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where do I get these from? 1 plus 0, 1 plus 5, 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 5 is 7. Another thing I wanted to mention between 7 and 9 is 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 equals 2, 10 equals 2, 7, 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals to 8 equals to 9, equals to 17, equals to 17, equals to 88. We're just going to leave that out for now. I forget why I said that. It had to do with the week and the weekend. This one over here. This one happened to be, I think it was connecting. No, just leave that out. I forget why I did that. It had to do with J. Oh, J and G. Right. The 7th and the 10th letter, the way they interchange, the 7th and the 10th letter, the way they interchange. It's just ironic. Anyways, it takes 10 in order to do this, right? And here it takes 4, here it takes 2, takes 4. I did this here, the 6, 12, 18, 24, 2 and 4, 6, 1 and 8, 9, 1 and 2, 3. And we have in the 6, 6, 3, 9, 6. In this one, it's 3, 6, 9, 3. It's an ABC creation. A plus B, 1, 2, 3. It becomes 1, 3, 6. And if you go backwards, it becomes 3, 5, 6. Like 365 days a year, the 613 laws of Moses, ABC creation. This equals to 6. Once we had D, it equals to 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. A, B, C, D. Pretty simple. Now, so we spoke a little bit earlier. I just want to finish that. Here's where we get D, and this is Wednesday. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. This is Wednesday. Then over here, you have C, and then you have B, then you have A. And this would be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then you have D, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then you have E, F, G. But in reality, you can just put A, B, C on this side. And when you go A, B, C on each side, you're going to count 10 and 10. But only one's going to have the heart. Only one of them. It's going to be 4 and 3. That's the dividing house. The dividing house number 68. 3 and 3 equals to 6. 4 and 4 equals to 8. 5 and 3 equals to 8. 2 and 4 equals to 6. 1 and 5 equals to 6. 6 and 2 equals to 8. You think that's possible? You think it's possible? You think it exists? You think it exists anywhere at all? You think maybe it exists or it doesn't exist? 4 and 4, 8. 3 and 3, 6. Maybe we'll flip the 5 over here, but when I flip to the 5, I have to go 360 degrees over, 180 degrees to the other side. So we got 5 and 3, 8. We got 2 and 4, 6. We're going to relate this to the cat, the dividing gate of electric company, and that is according to the fix of numbers, right, which is electric. And in order to find the center of the circle, 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 7 and 3 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. I find the center of two circles. Let me see if I can fix why I'm having a little bit of trouble with the focus. Just give me a second. Okay, so what happened? What about 1 and 5? So we have 1 and 5, which is Mars, and then we flip the queen game over, 2 and 6. So nothing that I do, everything exists already. When I come to this, my only thing I understand is that there's a 1 center dot and everything that goes around, so my circles are over here. So 11, this one here, will give me the circle. And there's a way of creating it through number 23 or 32, through number 51. These will create 11s, equaling to 6 and 5 equals 11, equals to 6 and 5, 11. 2 times 3, 6. 2 plus 3, 5. 1 times 5, 5. 1 plus 5, 6. They both create 11. So they're both going to create this situation over here. So now let me go back to show you what I was talking about. Here's my 10 numbers. So now I get 5 and 5, 10. 1, let me see if we can do this right. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 and 9 is 10. 6 and 4 is 10. 2 and 8 is 10. And 7 and 3 is 10. Formation. So you want to go to another number? We're going to go to 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, and we end at 40. So now we're going to bring it onto the other side. We're going to bring it to a single digit. 4 and 8 and 3 and 7 and 2 and 6 and 1 and 5. Did I get that right? And 9 and 4. So I'm going to do it again. We bring 4 and 4 together. We get 8. I bring 2, 8 and 9 together. We get 17. 1 plus 7 equals to 8. I put 3 and 5 together, we get 8. I put 7 and 1 together, and we get 8. And then I get 8. And notice my 5 and 3 over here. And if I take a look over here, I see where my 5 and 3 plays. It plays with 2 and 4. 2 and 4 on this board, the inside and the outside, 2 and 4. So how does my other 8s play out? My 4 and 4 8s, where it's going to play to 3 and 3, so it's only going to be playing to over here. I'll only get 1 3 in the 4 house. So that's the situation. So if you take a look, it's always going to be 10 numbers. So this 10 equals to angel, 10 equals to the word 10. A 10 is Saturn. A 10 is what is, let me, hold on a second. What was I thinking? Just give me a second. Wow. Oh yeah, 39. The value of 39 is 10. It's also angel, which represents one of the reasons why K and N come together is because of this. This one will be your DNA. This one will be the sun. This one will come into this house. This one will come into this house. After I multiply it and add it a few times, you'll see it'll become this number over here. Actually, it'll be this number over here, 41, 1441. That can be like 241. That'd be 120, 161. I'm just trying to look at it if I was looking at it as on the clock, or 24 hours for one day. So anyways, these two letters come together, as well as these two letters coming together. KNBE. 1 and 1 is 2B. 1 and 4, or the 14th letter, is N. So even when this number comes out to be that, it becomes BKTNEW. Oh, where is, and then what happens is we end up with, hold on a second, because the reverse alpha, the house of B, K is the 11th letter, 1 and 1 is 2. T is the 20th letter. So if I go back to, did I do number 2? No, I didn't do number 2. So if I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I just added up to a single digit, right? So my 20T would be over here. And my 11, let me see, my BKT, 11 does not show up in here. This one will not show up in here, but T will show up in here. See, when we do the number grid, it tells us stories. Why I'm saying it's not showing up is I went 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. 12, 1 and 2 is 3. So I get the letter L inside this house. So I'm getting different letters mixed up in this house while using the number system. Anyways, another thing is when I run this, okay, I must automatically come to this. The reason for that is 5 and 2 are at the 7th gate together. See the way 5 and 2 are the opposite of each other, creates a 7. These two actually come together as poles to each other, these letters. What they do, what they say right now, I can't tell you. I have to create a story. I have to create a situation that's going to tell its own story. So we're going back to Wednesday, and that Wednesday is going to create 1010. When we use Wednesday as the center date, the 313. And if I do that, it has to do with the moon. 31, 13, 31, and then 13, 31, 13 equals to 75, equals to 57, 19, 25 equals to 44, the dividing of night and day. 75 is electric. 57 is moon. I think it's also birth. I think we born by the moon. 28 and 27 and 2. 57. See the IRTH coming together? The IRTH came together when you say 13. So your birth is inside 13. 13 for the 13 moons of man.
The word of man is 28. The 13 moons are 28, equaling to 364 days. 3 and 6 come together. C and F, Celsius and Fahrenheit. They create the I and the R, which will create the numeric value for the house of Bait. Your 366 and the 4 representing the 10, representing the J letter, separation. And when you play the game, which is involving the cube, you're playing the game of the cube, dot and void inside the sun. Why is it? Let me try and get my reflection back. 3 times 3 times 3, 27, house of Bait. I have to remember exactly what I said. The cube is 21. There are 33 voided spaces. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. Our cycle that we run with is all about threes. And it creates its, before you need the attachment or the plug, right? You need to, before you create the plug, I'm just losing myself. I'm in and then I'm out. Before you create the plug, it's, oh yes, because 1, 2, 3 equals to 6. When you add the 4, that creates your 10. You start it over again. So it's 3, 1, 3. The moon cycle 3, 1, 3. 13 comes together as J and C, or Jesus Christ, if you want to put together. The name Jesus Christ is also connected to matter and energy. The total is 151. The total of matter and energy. Okay, energy is 74, matter is 77, the total is 151. It's so ironic that Jesus is number 74 and Christ is number 77, and still ironic that Mars is number 51. 15 is a representation. See the way they don't say 15? They go to 15, right? 696, because it's in part rotation. 15 times 4 is what equals to the 60 seconds on a clock. But when you get the 4, you've mirrored everything. It's 45 seconds plus 15 seconds. Somehow one world only works with 3/4 of something, and the other world of 1/3, right? The 1/3, here's the 1/3 inside 13, inside the moon. Why did I bring it down to this level over here? Because I divided it by 3. 75 by 3, 25. 57 by 3, 19. It now creates 17Q as part of our gateway. As the number 52 I did on the last page, equaling to 17, that is your Earth Jack, and that is Q, and that is your gateway. And then 18, which is created from 99, in which the number 13 equals to 99. Where's did I do that number 13 somewhere? No, I didn't do that number 13. Well, maybe I did, but 13, right, equals to 99 is 44 for area space, dividing day and night, and 55 to the sky pass, time, heaven, and in the sun, in the house of Bait, I and R. This will create these two. Once you do that, it equals to 18 and 9 equals to 27, the house of Bait inside the big red sun. When you multiply 47 by 33, which is our creation, equals to 1551, which equals to 111 base. Or this is 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 equals 25, and 10 equals to another 17 coming together. This is the core of the cube, 100%. 111 and 555 equals to 666. It's 111 that is joining between 1 and, hold on a second, between 1 and 15 equals to 120. And then we have 111, which equal to 231. And then we have 435. DCE world, ABC reversed, or 77 times 3 equaling to 231. What is this? This is found and stamped. Let me see. Right over here. See these hexagons here and these cubes? That's 111. Don't count the top and the bottom, because if I did count the top and the bottom, right, I'd have to count either here or here. One is number 14. The other is number 23. 2 and 3, 5. 1 and 4, 5. And then instead of having 120, right, I'm going to have 106, right? And if, instead of on this side of having 435, I'm going to have 412, if I remember correctly. 412. Yeah, I'm going to have 412. So I don't want to go through these numbers right now. I'm not, I don't have any program in front of me to understand what they're doing other than this one over here. This is DC over here. This one has to do with the moon, connecting to the moon right over here. So if that connects to the moon, this one has to connect to what? This is rotation in the sun. Why? Because the 33 is missing from it to create 1010, which is another 2 circles, right? 1010, creating that dot in the center over here. At the same time, these numbers will say Christmas. This says Christmas. Mass is 33. Christ is 77. This will create what is 15. This will create 63. The total will be 78. The kings and the queens. The bar mitzvah and the bat mitzvah coming together.
78, if you add up 1 all the way to 12, you'll equal to 78. The month of October is 78. The word 12 is 87, which is an extension of what is Q. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 is what is 7 and 8, or 8 and 7. Also connecting to Mars, the wolf, the student, the king, the queen. It's just, the numbers just keep connecting, so disregard that. So the other thing I was talking about is when I was talking about these sequences of 10 numbers, right, where they start to repeat. Also, when you look at the cube, because there's an answer somewhere. It's happening somewhere else. Through the odds, on one side it's 10, on the other side it's 4. The same way, okay, remember 3, 6, and 9, number 13 comes together again, working with 3 and 6 because 4 repeats with 3 and 6, right? All right, and the other numbers are 10 numbers. And those 10 numbers are 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, then we have 3, 4, 5, 9, then we have 6, then 7 and 8. So now we know we have the sets of 10s, the sets of 4s over here from 3 and 6, right? So we know right away that it's 3 and 6 came into that Wednesday, that extra connection in the sun, the house of Bates. And we know the 9 only has 2 running on the pole. And the 2 that we have is 1 and 2 and 1 and 1. And when you play the game of craps, you lose. It's only a one-time roll, and that's it. And all the 7s are a one-time roll, and that's it. Because it becomes the pass line. The word pass is 55. The word freedom is 66. When you add up 1 over to 11, and that's the ace in blackjack, the 21 dots when there's 33 voids, totaling 54. The IT system, born into the house of Bate, the IT system. Okay, so where was it? Yes. So when you play the game of craps, all the stories are laid out on the table, even the odds. If you've been around here in the 70s or 80s, they used to have TV programs and signs saying stay alive at 55, or they have some insurance company saying freedom 55. Well, freedom is 66. But stay alive at 55. So you have freedom, stay alive at 55. So you have 60, 60, and 50. It's 121 or 11, 11 coming together. How do you get 11? Do you get 1 and 10, 11? Well, that would be blackjack. So you get 2 and 9, 11, 3 and 8, 11. So 2 and 9, 11 is the IT system. 3 and 8 is in the church, and it's Wednesday. 4 and 7 is energy. It is Jesus. It is the cross. It is also the cycle of man, 7 by 4, 28, and 11 equaling to 39, creating the word angel in 10. Once you create that word 10, again, you are going to say 39. And again, 39, as we said at the beginning, is going to put the connection between K and N together. And lo and behold, Ken and Barbie have come out. And remember, Barbie, angel resident, 1313. The B is a 13. All your life, ask yourself the question, how do you write the B letter? How do you write it? You write the B upside down. Hold on a second. How do I write the B letter?
Is this the way you write the B letter? Let me do that again. Because, or you see, I'm going double lining, right? Just B is 13. So that B becomes 7. So the second letter becomes the 7th letter. So it's telling me about the sun and the moon right away in this equation over here. Just by doing that, I'm not happy I made a mess in my paper. Okay, I'll leave it. Yes, so we did this. Now, if you want to see something really, really crazy, is that if you went online and, right, orphan roulette, and you look for orphan roulette, right? What's an orphan, right? Is an orphan child? You have orphan roulette. You see that? We're going to go to images. We go to images, and we see this right over here. Orphalin means orphan children. 17 and 34, 51 Mars plus 6, the children of creation through the gateway of DC, 57. We go to the other side, and here it's 3 numbers. You go to the other side, it's telling me a gateway, 3 numbers and 5 numbers. The reverse is 2 and 4 to the 7th gate. Here it's showing me 1, 21, 31, 35, 66, 66, and there's our birth, 6 and 9 inverted to each other, 57, 75. So this doesn't come from me. This is professional. All around the world, you can find this game. And they even make a complete board for it here. They show it to you here. And there's all kinds of other numbers that are in here. And there's all kinds of stories. I do not have them right now. 8864286428 166244218. That's what the number is going around. And then it's 51377993557. So this is just part of telling you that there's more equations that are in this.
I'm going to see where I'm going to go next. If you have any questions, go ahead. Please don't hesitate. There's nobody here right now. Take advantage of the situation. All right, it only shows that one person is watching. So the word 13 is the beginning. You see that the numbers are separate, right? You have first is the first of its kind. You have second, the first of its kind. You have third, okay, which is the first of its kind, but ends in a D. Just like in second ends in a D, because now you're associating 1 and 2, 3 coming together, where 1 is inside of 2, creating what is the exact lookalike of 3. So when you have second, ND, so you have 18, REICHE, resident angel. When you have third, you have RD. Now that's 22. 22 is ape. That link between ape is 22. They call it out in blackjack. Monkey, monkey, monkey. Because when they call a monkey, The dealer has 12 or more. So we're always going to use the reference of 12, but it's going to be 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Because if it was 17, 18, 19, 20, or 21, the dealer doesn't pull. All the instructions and the manuals are out there for everything that we possibly can know about the reality within the games that are being played, with everything that has ever been created. I'm bringing it out here and sharing it for whatever it means. These are the stories it tells. And I'm telling the story of all the games in creation, of everything that's ever been created. There's a story inside. If you knew nothing other than the sun and the moon, then you'll know that in the wintertime it's winter, and in the summertime it's summer. You'll know that there's an in-between weather between the two. You'll know that the moon basically comes around for the menstrual cycle every 28 days. You know that you see this for 364 days a year, that if you're counting, how do you count on time? Time is a tool of measurement. We know that there's a moon out there. Do we know that there's stars? Well, do we not? Well, we have the sizes of planets, but now we start to need equipment. You know, there were words put into our head. It doesn't matter who it is. Imagine you play a game, you go to the store or you go online and you get a game, whatever game it is, Tetris. Okay, let's make it easy. And they got all these pieces in Tetris. Those are the pieces you're given. And in this world, you're given all the pieces. Whatever you think is because you were given that thought. You were given. So you went and got it and you put all the pieces together. There's nothing different. We're just using things over and over again, just in a different fashion. I use the letter E in electric. I use the letter E in 11. I use the letter E in Eve. Like that, somebody once said to me, does Adam and Eve exist? Of course they exist. They exist in their story. What is the first initial of Adam? ADAM, 4 letters, standing for Mars. EVE, 3 letters for Earth. Eve is for Earth. Adam is for Mars. ADAM, after the death. ABCD. Now we also have Jack that is involved, and we now reflect. We end up with 10. In Eve, we have 3 letters. It's 545. We're talking about the sun, or the passing inside the sun. 9 times 6, 9 times 5 creates that, the EI world, and is represented on this cube. 5 and 4, right there. Eve, 5 and 4, right over here, the IT system. Now we know the RAM is involved, or the ARM, 3 and 2. This will create 11. Eventually, it will create this, and this can recreate this in one move. 5 times 4, 20. 5 plus 4, 9. 20 plus 9 is 29. 2 plus 9, 11. 2 times 3, 6. 2 plus 3, 5. 5 and 6, 11. Created on its own dice. Not only that, this dice, this cube, and this is a solid of what this is. But if we use the 1 in the center, there are 8 that go around. 1 in the center, 8 around. 2 on the outside, 7 in between. 7 and 8 is 1 and 2. I missed something in this. There was something else I had to say there, because there's so many calculations that are. Just wanted to do. If we go back 5 minutes, I was putting this out here. The rotation in the sun, 6 and 9, times this equals to that. But it's not the same thing. I'm trying to still understand between myself the difference between 151 and 1551. In this one, I'm going to create 2 equations and then 1 to the center, which will be 5 and 7. Talking about the moon. This is going to be a 3. It's going to be 322 or 233. What did I do here? 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, 6 and 5, 11. 1 times 5, 1, 6. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, 6 and 5, 11. It becomes 252. So it's talking about Earth. 1 and 1 is 2. So 2 times 5, 2 plus 5 equals to 10 and 7, 17. I get 88, 858 on each side of this. And I continue on to create what's next. But why did I get both of these over here?
5 times 1 is 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 1 and 1 is 7. Now, if I do this equation, it's going to turn into 47, which is going to be time. The 47 will turn into 39, will turn into 12, or turn into 3. The same number that it is. It's rare that numbers turn back into themselves, but this one does. Every number does something different. Look what 88 does. 88 will equal to 80, which will equal to 8. What was the number I was on over here? 57. So 57 equals to 35 and 12 equals to 47, which equals to 28 and 11 equals to 39. Then 3 and 9, I can't go any further because it's only going to give me 27 and 12. This is where it ends, and it branches off over here. I cannot do this again. I cannot add them up because I end up with the same result. These two will end up, if I get this right, will end up to be 5 and 5, sky pass. And this is where time and the moon are involved. 9 and 3 come back to that situation. 1 and 2, you see when I do this, it's 12. 1 and 2 becomes 3. So 3 comes back, this number comes back into 3 in itself. This number, the same numbers, come back into itself. So they're special numbers. I'm not sure which way to look at it. And 55 is your sky pass. 47 is for time. Where else was I with this? Right, I'm just going to go over it quick. So there's 1 point, and then there's 6 points. And then there's 3 points. This is, when you play football, you get a touchdown, T20, D4, dividing the gates between day and night, which I also didn't finish. Now, I'm not sure who's here and who can keep up to me by now, right? Or we get back to 44. You see, 44 can be created from either this or this. Both of these will recreate this. 2 times 2, 4. 2 plus 2, 4. 8 times 4, 32. 8 plus 4, 12. Repeats 44. The difference is this is going to tell me about part of connecting to the moon. 2 and 3, 5. 1 and 2, 3. 3 and 5 will connect to 3 and 5 and 7 and 5, or 5 and 3. So that moon and electric. It creates a circle. If you ask me why, I'll try to explain. I'll see if I can explain it. Every time you get a 10, a single point, I can put a dot in the center. That dot in the center is automatically going to reflect with Mars, this dot over here. It's also going to reflect with number 4. If I do I get 1, 2, 3, 4? Actually, it's going to connect with 4 and 5. When I do Earth, it's a 9 area. I have the separation over here. I have 2 lines. Here, I can make a single line dividing like this. Now, remember, I can invert this and say this is Earth and this is Mars, but it just never works out that way right now for me. So now we have this. So this is Pluto. This is Ape. This is Go. This divides day and night because it creates, again, 16 and 8, 168 hours in a week. 1 and 6 is 7, 7 and 8. The 7 represents the king. The 8 represents the queen. 7 is also going to represent Earth. I'm going to reduce this to a 6. Now I got to figure out, is it a 5-1-6? Is it a 2-4-6? Or is it a 3-3-6 in order to understand that 8? So why is this day and night? Because it equals to 24, which is 24 hours in a day. This is twice as much as this, 2 to 1 day over night. And it also says 7 and 8, which is that repeating gateway. Now I wanted to talk back about Wednesday. If we go through the alphabet, I think I'm going to end it just about here. I think everybody left. Yeah, everybody did leave. So I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to go back to end with the ABC. I'm just going to show this real quick because I started, right? What happens is the 4th day, or the 4th number, of each week. When we go to the fourth number of each week, instead of putting a number, I put the alphabet, and I just kept repeating the alphabet. So it becomes D, and the second week it becomes K, and the third week we get the angel that comes in. Venus comes in. And in the fourth week, we turn everything over to the mirror, and look at that, it ends in AB in the fourth week. And then Y, the divided earth. Into life, VW comes together. That's life creation in the sun, 33. The division between day and night, there's a division right here. Why? Because the inverted alphabet is over here, DC. And then we continue on. This would be the first week, second week, third week. This is the fourth week. And then this is the first week again of the next month, the second week following the 7-day weeks. The second, here is the third one. We're at T, we're at a gateway. And the fourth one, we're back to the beginning again in the middle of the week on the fourth one. And then we start over again. Now, the thing is, it all ends. Let me see. We got C, J, Q, X. Oh, it ended here. And the reason it ends here is because, they say Y, Z, Y, right? So I got A. I started the end of the alphabet. I brought the beginning of the alphabet to the end of the alphabet. And it took me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It took me 15 rows, again back to Mars, to where now I'm in my new section, starting over again, but this time B is first. And I'll have to do that 26 times plus 1 in order to, so I'll have to do that. Let me see that. That is 15 times. I'll have to do it times 26, because there's 26 letters in the alphabet before A starts over again. And guess what? Look at that. We end up to 39 again. Well, it's really 390. And now we're going to do it. We have to do it one more time, a full cycle, right? If we run one more full cycle, we'll end up with 405. We'll end up in the Fox Pass in the sun, 14 DNA. In the E world, the IT system. CIT, I'm trying to understand what this means. So anyways, that's the, and then there's the math. What happened is 429 is because the center of the week, if you can follow me, 429764. 429764. 429764. And so on and so forth. These are all Wednesdays. And then I added them up, becomes this, 168 hours in a week. Then I added them up and I multiplied them. Here becomes the Q gate. This becomes the week. This becomes the divided house. This is rotation in the sun in the house of bait. This has to do with birth and Mars coming together. This finger over here. And here's your rotation of INR. Here's the sun. Here's Mars. I have to get a better meaning for everything. I need a little bit more depth. I mean, I can use, where do I get number 6 from? A, B, C, D. 1 times 2 times 3 equals 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. 66. Woman, freedom, sun. 6 times 6, 6 plus 6, 36 and 12. So that's funny. Hold on. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6. 6 times 6, 6 plus 6 equals 12, equals 36, equals 13, equals 42, equals 48, equals 55. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because that talks about Earth and Mars. This says past, this says sky, this says sun, this says Pluto. You're back to 9 and 3 and 6 and 4 over here. Zion, Israel, Saturn, 18 and 2, 3 and 4, 6 and 8. Divided house of DC, it works out perfectly. This is 9 times 2 is 18. 3 times 3 is 9. This is so perfect the way it works out. 2 times 4. Anyways, it must just be in the equation. So here is Pluto. You also have ring. You also have sun. You also have pole. You also have bi. And then you have cell. 24 and 5 and 19. 25 and 21 is 46 and 2, 48. This will create another gateway in 55. Thank you for watching this video. Good night.